back with another lightning video out on the street, terrorizing the local community with my new Corsa exhaust, which is absolutely waking the dead. Out running a couple errands right now, and then we got to get right to work. We got a dyno appointment for this thing in 2 days, and I got a couple things I want to do. Right now I'm actually just running to Lowe's, you know, because I got a pickup truck, got to get some stuff for the house, some fertilizer for the lawn, and then I'd like to change the supercharger oil in the Kenny Bell, 2.6 Kenny Bell, and I'd also like to fix my air intake tube. You guys remember, I think the second or third video I did on this truck, the JLP intake tube had cracked, and I quickly repaired it with fiberglass, but I think that broke, which could lead to unmetered air getting into the intake, you know, downstream of the mass airflow sensor, which is not good. So gotta fix that, maybe a couple other things, but yeah, let's get right into it in this video. Get ready for that dyno. What up, Lowe's? Check this thing out. Viewer of the channel sent me this Hot Wheels Lightning. Other than the color, looks just like mine. And they were nice enough to tape a SN95 New Edge Mustang to the top. I'm sure they watched the Cobra series as well. So thank you to the viewer that sent me this. They sent me a handwritten note as well. Love to see that. Love getting stuff from you guys. I'll find a spot for all these someday, but for now we'll put this right up with the die-cast black Lightning that the original owner of the truck gave to me. Got some updates here. Got the Kenny Bell topped off. Whoa, we need some new hood struts. I think they're coming in the mail today or tomorrow, but going down. It can support the hood itself, but not the light. So let me hold it up here for a second. But yeah, we got some fresh fluid in the Kenny Bell. I think it took 6 ounces. I just run the GM supercharger fluid, which is the same stuff that you run in the Cobra. I actually had a little bit left over, so that's all set. Okay, just come on down. Stay. Over here, I've got my SEMA quality bodywork. Yep, thinking about heading out to Vegas next year and entering something like this. It's custom. No, but seriously, guys, this is just, you know, it's supposed to be ugly, and it's, I promise we're going to make it look better, but this is now very, very structurally strong. You remember there was basically a whole fold right here, and I did this in 2 stages. I did fiberglass resin and actual fiberglass sheets and let that cure up, and then this morning came back with some, you know, strands filler and let that cure up as well. So this is actually probably the strongest part of this whole intake right now, is this part that I've repaired. This should hold on once and for all and ensure that we don't have any leaks past the mass airflow sensor, which is right here. I took it out, it's on the bench over there. But yeah, should hold us over. I'll get this all cleaned up, and then eventually we can actually do real body work. Although I guess, you know, this is how it sits in the truck. You really don't even see the part that I repaired, so I guess I don't need to go crazy, you know, too much more crazy sanding that. But we're gonna make this thing look brand new. I gotta figure out what color I wanna paint this intake tube. Either way, even if I wanted to do it black, it's got enough imperfections that I want to redo it. Let me know what you guys want to see. I'm not going to go buy more paint, but I've got some Ford silvers and grays. I've got tons of Sonic Blue. I've got some red. There's really no Sonic Blue on the truck, but I'll be damned if Sonic Blue doesn't look good no matter what. And I know the engine bay looks like hell right now, but we will get to this eventually. Hopefully polish up this Kenny Bell, polish up some of these beautiful aftermarket tanks, and just make it look a little bit more presentable in here. I'm not sure if we'll get to that in this video or not, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys want to see for intake tube color. I'm going to be doing it here soon, but we'll just look past it. Bear with me for now. I know that the engine bay kind of looks like crap, but hoping to get this truck running 100% in this video with a solid dyno tune. Maybe some hood struts. I got something for the tailgate coming too. And then we can focus on the cosmetics a little bit. So for now, I've already blown this thing out once. I'm gonna blow it out again, completely wipe it down, make sure my MAF is properly installed. Oh yeah, it's been, I've had it out of the truck for like 4 months now, but the intake also comes with this like cold air box. You know, the filter comes through here and it feeds air, supposedly cold air from that little tube right there that kind of hooks in down at the fog light. So we'll get that installed eventually as well. But for now, let's get this intake tube back installed, double check we don't have any leaks, and then we should be ready for the dyno. But while we wait, it's, you know, not till tomorrow. Maybe bolt on a couple of these black wheels that have been kicking around for a while and see how they look. I don't know, but I'm just gonna do whatever it takes to get ready for the dyno tomorrow, and hopefully hear this thing screaming on the rollers. Also, even though we're gonna do a full engine bay detail here shortly, I think I might quickly wipe down this engine bay just so it doesn't look like crap, you know, on the dyno. At least show some pride and ownership here. We'll give it a quick wipe down. Why not? Isn't this like a Ricer trend or VW trend or something? You run one set of wheels on one side and then one set of wheels on the other. Shoo! Murdered. Good morning. It is a brisk November morning out here in New Hampshire. Got the black wheels on last night, at least on one side. She is murdered out. Got the intake back on, got the engine bay quickly wiped down. Went down a like 2-hour rabbit hole of painting my rotor hats. My OCD wouldn't allow me to put the rusty or the wheels on with the rusty rotors on behind them. It would just look terrible. It was on the list anyways. Paint rotor hats. It's right on there. I'm not lying. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. The murdered look definitely looks badass, but I still think I'm on the silver wheel train. You know, just looks right to me. And trust me, I'm a fan of black wheels. God, these are dirty. We got to get to the C6 at some point here soon. But yeah, I like black wheels. Don't get me wrong. Got plenty of them. But on this truck, man, I just think the silver is right. They do look sick though. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. On the front, I actually had to use, I think it's because my hubs are aftermarket. I had to use my chrome lugs because they're a little bit deeper. The black lugs wouldn't fit, but on the back, got her all blacked out. But yes, today is D-Day. It's dyno day for this thing. And I've got to hustle up right now. Some of you guys know they've been doing construction on my road for months now. Been dusty. Everything I own gets dirty from all the construction and trucks. And today, they are finally paving. Actually, you can see they're laying a little bit of blacktop down already. And once they get to there, I'm trapped. I'm stuck in here. So I gotta hustle right now, get this thing back inside, swap the silver wheels on, go park it in the field across the street here so I can get to the dyno appointment. I can hopefully get down there and see what this thing does on the rollers. So I'm gonna quit yapping, get back to work, hopefully see you guys on the road. God damn. It's like 9:45 a.m. The guy said they weren't gonna be at my driveway till noon. I got like 5 minutes. There we go. Looks good in the field at least. All right, gotta go get one more car out. Huh? Did you guys say something? I can't hear you. I'm driving right into the sun in this drive. All right, so we are on our way to the dyno. Made it out before the paving trapped me in. They're actually done now. It looks great. Finally, hopefully no more dust going all over my vehicles like it has been all summer, but yeah, so got an update on the exhaust. We already knew this, but it's loud. So on the highway, you know, around town it seemed like it was fine, but on the highway at 80 miles an hour, we're pulling almost 2,500 RPMs with the gears in this thing. And it doesn't drone, but there's just no way around it. It's loud. So, you know, I brought hearing protection for the dyno anyway, so I tossed in some earplugs and just kind of zoned out for this whole drive. But we might have to add some, you know, mini mufflers or resonators or cats or something. There's really not a lot of space to do that with the exhaust set up the way that it is, but you know, let me know if you guys have any like small mini mufflers that you recommend just to tone it down a little bit. It sounds awesome at idle, but you know, cruising down the highway at 2,500 RPMs, it's just a little loud for my liking. But still happy with the Corsa mufflers. They don't drone. They sound sick at idle, but you know, these, like I said in the last video, these Lightning exhausts are tough. They're short, uneven length. It's might take a little tuning, but we'll get there. But at least we got 2 tips on there and an exhaust valance. We're already ahead of where we were before. Anyways, as far as the dyno, a lot of you guys are probably asking, you know, the truck seems like it runs fine. Why do you need to get it tuned? And you're probably right, but just a good practice for, first of all, a vehicle that hasn't been tuned in probably 15 years, and or a boosted vehicle that you have new ownership of. Sometimes it's not a bad idea to get the tune checked out. This truck came with, well, first of all, it was built in 2009, and tuning has kind of come a decent ways since then, I would like to think. So the tune is old, not that they really go bad, but again, it's in a different environment, Florida versus New Hampshire, so I would like to get that checked out. B, the truck came with 3 different pulleys. The biggest one is on there, which equates to the smallest amount of boost. But the receipts that I have for the truck also showed race gas. So at one point I gotta assume this thing was running a much smaller pulley, a lot more boost, and race fuel. So I'm sure they adjusted the tune, and the thing actually came with one of those ancient Predator handhelds, but I haven't even plugged that thing in. It's basically a dinosaur at this point. Probably uses a floppy disk to update it. But when I go wide open in this truck, which I've only done like a couple times on the channel, this thing goes right to 10.0, like rich. Which is safe and, you know, not the end of the world, but it's also not running where it should be. A boosted vehicle on pump gas, you probably want to see around, you know, mid 11s as far as air fuel ratio under boost. So it's rich at wide open throttle. That's the biggest one. We want to make sure we got a solid tune at wide open throttle. The second one that I'd like to hopefully take care of, I just demonstrated in traffic, and I'll put a clip in here of that now. But basically, the truck, when you're at idle in neutral or park and drive, when it's warmed up, idles at like 875, 900, like right where it's supposed to. Sounds great. But as soon as you go over 0 miles per hour, so like let's say you let your foot off the gas and go to 1 mile per hour, the RPM shoot up to like 1400. Just hanging out at 1400 RPM in neutral. You come to a complete stop, idles right down. Start to accelerate, just let off the brake. It's like you hit a switch. Now it's pulling me forward, and the truck will actually shift by itself into second gear. It's just accelerating away. I've not touched the gas. We're in second gear, doing 15 miles an hour. So like right now I'm coming to a stop. If I pop it in neutral, RPM shoot up to 1400. But then as soon as I come to a stop, I'm still in neutral. Listen. Wait for it. There. Comes right down to 900, like a switch. And my GM days are telling me there was something that caused that, or there was like something you could adjust in the tune. Yeah, see, there it goes again. Now it's pulling me forward into the car in front of me just because I went over 1 mile an hour. But there's something in the tune I think that we can adjust that makes it so it doesn't do that. It's just annoying pulling into car shows, for example, and your truck is idling at 1500 RPMs. This thing's got a nasty set of cams. It lopes pretty hard. And when you're pulling into a car show or something, you want to hear those cams. You want the truck to kind of lope in and cruise in at a reasonable speed. You don't want this thing idling at 1500 RPMs pulling into a car show. It sounds like I have a massive vacuum leak, which I obviously don't. As far as I know, I don't. I smoke checked the thing, but so those are the two big ones. I'd like to figure out what's going on with the idle, at rolling idle, and make sure that wide open throttle is good. And also, just out of curiosity, I want to see what this thing puts down. There's not a lot of information out there about the 2.6 Kenny Bell that's in this truck. It's got custom cams, ported heads, fully forged motor. I think it's around 16, 17 pounds of boost. That's another thing that when you're trying to watch all the gauges at once, I haven't even really checked. So just some stuff I want to know about the truck and see what kind of power it puts down. We're on 93 octane pump gas, which is what most of New England has. And I don't know, high teens boost. So it's 46 degrees right now. The sun's going down. It's probably going to get cold. It's boost weather, as we like to call it. So we should hopefully put down some pretty good numbers and just hopefully dial in this tune and make this truck drive 100% perfect. So about 10 minutes out, let's get to the dyno, get this thing on the rollers, and get it sorted. Woo! Excited, nervous, got the dyno butterflies going. fresh pavement. It is the next day, or next night actually, and we are back from the dyno. The Lightning did incredible, put down good numbers. 606 horsepower, 609 torque to the rear wheels. Thing's an absolute animal. We started at like 530 or something like that when it was pig rich, and we're able to tune up from there. There's a bunch of stuff I want to go over with all the things that we corrected and the adjustments that we made, but it's dark out. We're past daylight savings time. It's that time of year where I get home from work and it's dark out, so we can't really do any good driving clips. So we'll go over all that tomorrow. In the meantime, I figured we could knock out one or two other things on the whiteboard there that I wanted to get done, and I figured it's a good night in the garage for it. Speaking of nights and days in the garage, my days in the garage are usually quite long, and I like to make sure I'm comfortable. So I wanted to give a shout out to Brunt Workwear. This is their new Omen work boot, and what I love about these is they're slip-on. So the problem with lacing up boots, as you guys know, is if you want to run inside, you can't go in with muddy or dirty boots. The old lady will kill you. So you gotta unlace them, take them off, do whatever you gotta do inside, then lace them back up and come outside. But boots are usually very comfortable, especially the Brunt work boots that I have. I have their Marin original work boots. I actually have two pairs of them because I love them so much. They're the most comfortable work boot I've ever worn. They got like a special triple layer cushion or something like that, and it just feels like you're stepping into a memory foam mattress. So these actually came across my Instagram feed, and I was like, no way. You got that work boot comfort and durability in a slip-on. You guys saw it just come off. So let's say you're out here in the garage working on something, the wife calls you, says you got to do something inside, or dinner's ready, or worst case scenario, the garage fridge is out of beers and you have to run inside to the emergency stash in the fridge. Alert. This is a panic situation. You got to be able to get inside, slip off your boots, grab the cold beer, slip it back on, come back outside and get right to work. So I just got these like a week ago. I have not stopped wearing them. They're so comfortable, so easy to get on and off. And I like the Brunt guys because they're based out of Massachusetts. I lived 28 years in Massachusetts. So good to see a local company get started, and they're hugely successful now. I know these guys are nationwide, probably worldwide. They're doing awesome. So love to see that. But check out Brunt boots. There's a whole bunch of different styles. You can get these in black. I went for the soft toe because I wanted them a little more casual, but you can get the steel toe or comp toe as they call it, available on all their boots. So check them out. Now you're probably wondering why I backed the Lightning in. Let's tackle something here on the tailgate. All right, so here's our step-side Lightning bed and tailgate with the Cervini spoiler that we installed. Really no issues. The problem is I've been spoiled with my Super Duty that has the slow close tailgate. So you open the tailgate and it kind of slowly lowers down, and it also makes it easier to pull up or push up. But these older trucks don't have that. So this thing, if you let it go from the top, I'm not going to do it because I just won't do it. This thing would slam down, and it's also kind of hard to pull up. And I also don't like putting a ton of pressure on the spoiler every time I open the tailgate. And I do like, as you can probably tell, even though it's got a bed rug, I do use this thing as a truck. I got these old floor mats in here to kind of lessen the load of whatever I'm putting down. But I do find myself opening this tailgate every once in a while. So I bought on Amazon, I'll leave a link in the description, I think it was like a $17 tailgate assist, but it's basically a hydraulic shock, I think, that's going to mount something like that and should make the tailgate not only close slow, but also a little bit easier to pull up, so I'm not putting so much pressure on the spoiler. Just a little thing that I thought I'd try. I mean, not a major mod by any means, but I figured it'd be cool to see if we could get this tailgate a little bit easier to put up. The second piece that I'd like to install here. Again, totally random and totally unrelated to the tailgate, but we're just killing time until it's light out so we can go beat the hell out of this thing. Let's focus on these beautiful LMR 20-inch wheels, which I think we've decided we're gonna go with the silver ones. Absolutely love these wheels. I'm so thankful for LMR for making these things to keep these trucks and Mustangs and everything else they support on the road and looking good. These beautiful 20-inch replicas. This center cap is very, very similar to the original SVT center caps that would have come on the 18-inch wheels, but it says SVE, which is LMR's wheel brand, instead of SVT. You guys know I like my stuff OEM plus. So, you know, a keen eye might be like, oh, those aren't the original wheels. They say SVE instead of SVT. Of course, they're 2 inches bigger, but that's besides the point. But what if we put in an SVT center cap? Hello! Shoo! Look at that. Your boy done did it. So I bought these SVT center caps off of eBay. I'll see if I can find a link and put it in the description. Months and months ago, and I was waiting to put them on because I wanted to decide if I was going to be running the silver or the black wheels. And I think now that we've made that decision, I'm going to be installing these. Pretty easy. It's just like a double-sided adhesive on the back here. You kind of pry it out of the center cap, and then you can pop in these SVT center caps. And these are more than just a sticker. These ones that I got are like an actual acrylic, the correct thickness, you know, just like these ones. So they pop in and are gonna look factory. So that's it on the agenda for tonight. Let's knock out this cheap Amazon tailgate assist, see how it is, and then let's pop off the remaining 3 center caps, pop in our new SVT center caps, and you know, just work on the details. Hey, while I'm looking at it, just another thing we can knock out. These stickers that have been on the back window since I bought the truck. Nothing against Johnny Lightning Performance or JLP, but I don't really do stickers. So we'll get rid of that and whatever that Ford Flames thing is. Scrape those off. One step at a time. Let's get to work. busy with another project that you guys will see shortly. But just wanted to quickly recap the dyno. Shot down, did turbo mic tuning in Charlton, Mass last week, and put the lighting on the rollers, and we got right to work. As I discussed on the way down, there's a couple idle issues that I wanted Mike to look at. He got to work taking care of those, got the idle brought down, and also so it doesn't kind of hold when you're rolling in neutral or in gear, which I'll show you guys in a second. Then we got right down to doing some wide open pulls. As I also mentioned, the truck was like pig rich. At wide open throttle or anything near wide open throttle, like max out the gauge, you know, below 10.0, so super rich. Took a few pulls to get that dialed in, but then we got it, you know, the air fuel ratio more into the 11s, which is where we want to see it, which is much better. The truck ended up putting down at one point 606 horsepower and like 609 foot-pounds of torque or something like that, which is up a lot from where we started at like 530 horsepower. The truck already felt fast, but I don't know if you guys can hear this right now, but we're in gear, sitting at a stoplight, truck's idling at like 800 RPMs. Sounds real nice. Love it. So yeah, wide open was good. One area of potential concern, I think I never saw it because I was, you know, trying to film behind the truck with like 7 sets of earplugs in because it was so loud. But Mike said he saw like 20 pounds of boost, which is surprising to me because I never really went full throttle in this truck. But I think at one point I saw like 16, 17, which is I figured where it would be, but he said he saw 20, and we were on the biggest pulley that came with the truck. There's 2 other pulleys that are smaller, 2 other supercharger pulleys that are smaller, and clearly those would make even more boost. So I figured this would be a conservative setup, but I forgot about the lower pulley, the crank pulley, that is like the size of a dinner plate. It's legitimately, I measured it last night, I think 10 or 10.5 inches in diameter. It's huge. So basically this thing is potentially making 20 pounds of boost on 93 octane. That's a lot. It's a lot of boost for pump gas. I'd rather be like 17, 18, you know, mid-high teens on pump gas. So, and there is a receipt from this truck from 2009 where at one point they had a tune that was running race gas, but has it been running this setup on 93 octane for the past, you know, 10, 15 years? I don't know. It's tuned fine right now. We pulled some timing out of it and whatnot, but I still might try and get either a even larger supercharger pulley or a smaller crank pulley, bring that boost down a little bit. Let's see if we can roll into it here and see what we get for boost. I don't know if we're gonna get traction or not. It's 43 degrees out. I didn't even get to look at the boost. How are we supposed to see how much boost we make if this thing just boils the tires? Okay. Well, she rips. She rips. Got the dual camera going for you guys. More importantly though, this is what I love. Look, we're rolling into Cars and Coffee car show. Hear that? Oh yeah. Look at that. Chopping 750, 800 RPMs as you're rolling into the car show. No more hanging out at 1300 RPM. Sounds insane. Phew. My second favorite part. It's the new hot idle. You can listen to that all day. especially a lightning chopping like that. Or very rarely do you do. It's like you close your eyes, you almost think it's an LS. Sounds really, really good at idle. Let's try this again. Maybe roll into it a little bit. Oh yeah. This truck is a riot. Woo! So even rolling into it, it just boils the tires. This thing makes all the torque, and there's no weight over the rear wheels, but I was rolling into it and it was creeping right up to 20 psi, and that was nowhere near redline. So Mike was right, we are making a lot of boost for pump gas. Thankfully this motor is built to the hills with forged crank, H-beam rods, ARP hardware, forged pistons, everything, but you could have the strongest motor in the world, and if it detonates, it's gonna melt stuff. So I think that we're gonna want to do something with the pulley here. Is that a cop? Nope. Okay, let's roll into it at like 45. Yeah. She rips, boys. Show these early morning commuters how a mid-2000s F-150 gets on the highway. Coming in! This thing is so over the top loud. I love it. And not bad when you're cruising. That's what it's all about. Hey, it's a Riptide Blue brother. Base model jab. Well, even though this truck drove home from Florida, 1,500 miles almost, little mishap in Connecticut, but other than that, I think it is now finally 100% mechanically sorted. We've got, new tires, new brakes, freshly tuned engine. We did plugs, coils, intake air filter, 2 oil changes at this point. The truck runs perfect. I bought the truck with 70,000 or 71,000, or no, I think it was 72,000. We have 75,600 on it now. So I've put 4,500-ish miles on this truck, and it's been a blast this summer. And I would drive this thing anywhere. I'd drive it to work. I'd drive it around town. I drove it 2 hours each way to the dyno. No problem. Only problem is it gets like, 12 miles a gallon, but we certainly did not buy this thing for its fuel economy, but we got this thing tuned. We know that it makes awesome power. The idle is way better. The drivability is way better. I forgot to mention that sometimes under like partial low throttle like this, it would like spit and backfire and pop at you. My wife took it at one point. She was like, does that thing have an issue? And I was like, I don't know. Completely gone. So drivability is better. The idle is much better. The rolling idle is much better. And wide open throttle is no longer 10.0 rich. It's like 11.5, right where it should be. So the truck is tuned much, much better. The only thing that I would still like to do, like I said, is get a little bit less boost just to be on the side of safety so that we can, comfortably beat the hell out of this thing and not have to worry that it's gonna, send internal engine components into the stratosphere. But I already got some work planned for this thing later today, some stuff in the engine bay, and we'll see what else we get into. We're not done with this truck. We still obviously have a whole paint correction to do, which is gonna be, awesome to see that transformation. I might play with the exhaust still a little bit, maybe tone it down just a hair, for highway driving. But but we will see. This truck is the best. I always wanted a second gen Ford Lightning. I finally have one, and the hype is real. These trucks are so much fun to drive. They're so comfortable, and I'm having a blast with this project. Hope you guys are enjoying this series as well. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys real soon in the next one. Okay, more coffee. It is still way too early.